Welcome back to episode 16 of the With a Grain of Salt podcast. And let me tell you, we got something interesting today, all right? And that is not only the proud announcement of our sub channels. Go check those out, the Salt Mound and the Spud Shack. Okay. Also, don't forget to check out all the links down below if you want to check out short form content or if you just want to support us on other content. I like to live stream when I edit or do my Salt Mound videos over on TikTok or Twitch. So definitely get to check those out. You got any other words?
Also, join the Discord. That'll be linked below too.
Yeah, join the Discord. You get live notifications, live chats, and opinions on what we do next. But anyway, today's topic, we're going to be continuing on, once again, the serial unaliving line that we've got going on here. And with our next suspect in line, we've got John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy, notorious for the clown unaliver, alright, the child kidnapper, and I would say the start of the fear of clowns.
I think I've heard of this guy.
Mm-hmm. Wait, are you being serious? Have you not heard of this guy?
I'm so bad with names. I'm sure I know who it is. I just you know.
Oh my god, this guy is like right next. This guy popped up like right when Jeffrey Dahmer was going to jail. Let's start. For decades, John Wayne Gacy stood as one of the most disturbing symbols of hidden evil in American criminal history. To neighbors, he was just a friendly contractor. To politicians, he was a local Democratic Party volunteer and a parade organizer. To children, he performed as Pogo the Clown. But beneath the grease paint was a man responsible for some of the most haunting crimes ever uncovered in the United States. This documentary unravels Gacy's story from childhood to his rise in the community to the dark secrets beneath his house, to the investigations, evidence, witness trials, and eventual execution. Along the way, we explore the people who tried to stop him, those who escaped him, and the detectives who uncovered one of the largest serial unaliving cases in American history. John Wayne Gacy Jr. was born on March 17th, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois.
Pause.
God damn, what?
Hold up. That is so close to my birthday, but like so many years earlier.
Obviously.
Holy cow.
I mean, I have
Sorry.
the same birthday as Hitler, so I mean,
I like birthday. I have the same birthday as Albert Einstein.
and yet you're not even as half as smart.
Yeah, I know.
His early life was marked by the harsh discipline of his father, John Stanley Gacy, a World War II veteran and mechanic. Already, two mixtures of abuse. The
Perfect
perfect,
abuse. Perfect
yes,
abuse potion.
the perfect abusive father. Witnesses, primarily family members, later describe Gacy's father as strict, verbally abusive, and prone to alcohol-fueled temper. Gacy's siblings reported that despite Gacy's attempt to please him, their fathers considered him weak. Throughout his childhood, Gacy struggled with health issues, including a heart condition that limited physical activity. Despite this, he attempted to integrate socially and academically. His teachers often found him polite, eager to help, and outwardly normal. Even as a teacher, Gacy began developing a pattern of presenting himself as helpful, charming, and community-oriented. But the seeds of deception were forming. By his early adulthood, this theme, public kindness masking private misconduct, would become the defining pattern of his life.
It is always the weirdest when it's the kid that was like his whole life, they're like, oh yeah, no worries, I got you. Even though like he shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean?
The polite, abusive one. The polite,
Yeah.
abused ones are usually the ones to snap eventually.
In the 1960s, Gacy moved to Waterloo, Iowa, to work for his father-in-law's KFC franchises. This period appeared successful. He married, had children, joined the Jaycees, and quickly rose in local community status. He became known as someone who volunteered, hosted gatherings, and had talent for leadership. But beneath the polished image, witnesses from this period later testified that Gacy's behavior was inappropriate, especially towards teenage boys associated with the Jaycees. Rumor of misconduct circulated, but at first they remained quiet, unspoken warnings that would later come into focus. In 1968, Gacy was charged with sexually assaulting a teenage boy who testified that Gacy had coerced him and exploited his position as a community figure. A second boy came forward, strengthening the case. Gacy denied the allegations. But during the court proceedings, witness testimony, including statements from other teens in the Jaycees, proved damaging. Gacy was sentenced to 10 years at
Anamosa.
Anamosa State Penitentiary. Sorry.
Weird.
While in prison, he was described as a model inmate, further showcasing he practiced ability to portray himself as cooperative and pleasant. He even became assistant to the warden. After 18 months, he was granted parole. Dang.
So, real quick, for the people that don't know what the JCs were, the JCs are a leadership training and civic organization for young people ages 18 to 40, focused on personal development, community impact, and business skills, aiming to empower members to create positive change throughout volunteerism, network, and community projects with local chapters across the U.S. and a global network under Junior Chamber International. They offer training in leadership, management, and entrepreneurship while tracking local issues and running large community events like fundraisers. So, once again, he's putting on that mask of being nice and volunteering. But, I feel like the only reason why this mask started to develop with these first criminal allegations in his young life were because he had to put on this mask so then he could, be the perfect little boy for his father, so his father, wouldn't abuse him. And then as soon as you leave that house, he's gonna be something else. But when the people are around him and his parents, of course, he's gonna be showing that model child.
It's crazy what happens when you have even just a slight presence of a father in your life.
Well, I mean, it really all depends on the presence of the father. Obviously, missing father is one part. Abusive father, I feel like, is damn near in the same category. And then positive father, you get a better outcome, I guess. It's just abusive father and missing father. I'm gonna be honest, those two
usually go hand in hand.
Yeah, there's usually a troubled teen at the end of those ropes.
What was I don't remember what study it was, but one psychologist at like a mental institute wanted to prove that like he could diagnose like someone being psychotic, and so he tested everyone, and all the people he tested didn't have it but one, and he found out that the one that had it was him, and that like he had the same thought tendencies. He, because of like having people that helped him like in his younger life, could control those thoughts, you know what I mean?
Neuroscientist Jay Fallon, who studied psychopathy and discovered his own brain scans matched those of violent psychopaths, leading to his book, The Psychopath Inside, exploring his own family's psychopathic traits and his own brush with being a successful psychopath, not a crazy one without fathers, but a fascinating story of genres and behavior.
Like that's just reinforcing our point of like even just like having a little positive influence of a dad. Back in Illinois, Gracie remarried and became a successful contractor, starting a business called PDM, painting, decorating, and maintenance. He earned a reputation as industrious and dependable. Neighbors saw him as a community figure. He'd host barbecues, volunteer with local politics, and participate in parades as Pogo the Clown, a character he claimed brought joy to children. Clowning later became a chilling symbol, though no crimes were linked to these performances directly. As his business grew, so did his access to teenage employees. Witnesses later account from PDM workers, friends, and surviving victims described Gacy as manipulative, often using job offers, alcohol, or the promise of money to lure young men. Some boys reported odd behavior, frightening comments, or attempted assaults. Others warned friends not to work for him, but Gacy's reputation as a respected contractor gave him credibility that overshadowed rumors.
I mean, hey, if you're getting touched for 20 an hour, I mean, hey, I think, hear me out.
Yeah. I mean, if all I gotta do is work and every once in a while I gotta fend off a creepy old guy, then
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like easy work too, and I bet you he was paying good. Between 1972 and 1978, numerous teenage boys and young men disappeared around Cook County, Illinois. Families reported missing sons, many of whom were last seen heading to jobs, bus stops, or encounters that involved Gacy's neighborhood. Several told police that their sons had worked for or been seen with Gacy, but at the time, missing teenage boys were often classified as runaways, and no unified pattern was recognized. Unknown to anyone, Gacy had begun disposing of victims beneath his home, burying them in a cramped crawl space. As the number grew, he eventually ran out of room. Gacy later admitted in interviews and confessions that he had dug drainage trenches beneath the house and hidden bodies there for years. When the crawl space was filled, he disposed of remaining victims in the nearby Des Plaines River. So, goddamn, this man was literally building a fucking graveyard underneath his house. Like, I mean, many people will just stuff him
whoa,
under a crawl space, but no, this man was literally
literally
getting,
digging
yeah, getting under there, digging trenches,
and just leaving bodies there to decompose.
basically. And then he was living right on top of it, which is even crazier.
Oh man, I must have left the door open.
December 11th, 1978 marked the turning point. 15-year-old Robert Peast, a high school student working at a local pharmacy, told a coworker that he was going outside to talk to a contractor about a possible job. The contractor was John Wayne Gacy. When Robert didn't return, his family immediately reported him missing. The Peasts were persistent, and their insistence sparked a more thorough investigation than previous missing boy cases. Detective, I'm just gonna call him Cock. All right, that's Detective Cock right there.
Hey,
Koch. That's
mm-hmm.
Cock. That's Cock. Yep. Anyway,
Koch, maybe? I don't
nope,
know.
nope. That's Detective Cock and the Des Plaines Police Department. Detectives from the Des Plaines Police Department began looking into Gacy and soon discovered his previous sexual assault conviction, multiple past accusations, numerous boys tied to his company or neighborhood, and inconsistencies in his statements. A search warrant was issued for Gacy's home. During the initial search of Gacy's house, investigators found suspicious items: a class ring belonging to a missing teen, handcuffs, clothing too small for Gacy, a driver's license for another missing youth, several items associated with teenage boys. While none of these proved murder, the combination raised alarm. Surveillance was placed on Gacy immediately. Okay, well, goddamn,
Brother kept trophies.
I wouldn't say trophies. I'm sure he just like left them around, you know. The man was doing it so often. I'm sure he was building that ego, if you will, where he just thought he wasn't getting caught, which is pretty
That's
common with
true.
a lot of serial unalivers. No, I mean surveillance placed on Gacy. It's like right after when they start putting surveillance on people, it really starts to confuse me because then that's when you know the serial unalivers are facing an addiction of hurting these people, because you know that you're being watched and you still have these slip ups.
For days, detectives followed Gacy everywhere. He seemed increasingly erratic, drinking heavily, inviting officers to meals, and bragging exaggerated stories. Witness accounts from officers described him as nervous and slowly unraveling. At one point, he asked detectives, "What do you think I'm guilty of?" During surveillance, Gacy handed over marijuana to an officer, who immediately had grounds to detain him. Meanwhile, other officers continued digging into inconsistencies. Bro was really just trying to throw them under like as much as he could,
Oh my god.
trying to commit other crimes just for them to be like, nah, he's just a drug dealer.
That's funny as fuck.
That's crazy.
Walks up to him and it's like, what do you think I'm guilty of? Matter of fact, take an ounce.
Other officers continued digging into inconsistencies in his story, including property records, missing person files, and interviews with employees and neighbors. With new evidence, investigators obtained a second warrant. During this search, an evidence technician entered a crawl space seeking potential items. Instead, he smelled something unmistakable: the odor of human decomposition. Excavation began immediately. Bodies, layer after layer, were uncovered beneath the house. It was one of the most shocking crime scenes in U.S. history.
Yeah, so this was actually really interesting. So this motherfucker, he smells bodies, and then I shit you not, I don't even think they had Gacy detained. He was literally staying, they had him stay somewhere else. And they literally just moved his fucking, like, picked up his trailer. He lived in a trailer. They just picked up his trailer and fucking moved it. And I'm talking, like, not in a gentle way.
I mean, I don't think they cared that much.
I mean, they really shouldn't, but it was just, I thought it was pretty funny the way they handled that. I mean, obviously I thought, you know, legally they would have to take better care of his house, but when you've done
No.
something that bad, I don't think anyone really cares.
I mean, they know he's going to jail, and he's not going to sue for property damage because he's never getting out of jail.
Yeah.
Ultimately, 29 bodies were recovered from Gacy's property,
Damn. Continue.
with additional victims discovered in the Des Plaines River.
God damn. Continue.
Officers and
There you go.
Sorry, I had to fucking process each part of the word. Anthropologists and forensic teams worked tirelessly. Identification involved dental records, clothing fragments. I almost did something really bad. Not on purpose.
Continue.
Jewelry, facial reconstruction, witness accounts, and missing persons files. Families waited for months, some for years, to receive confirmation. Several young men came forward with stories, terrifying encounters with Gacy. Their testimonies, ranging from escapes to assaults, helped establish Gacy's methods and escalation. Many reported being tricked into handcuff games, being threatened, being physically overpowered, escaping only because Gacy became careless. Jesus Christ, I could read the words in my head, but the words coming out of my mouth just fucking fumbled. Did you
Just get that last sentence out, man. How do you get tricked into a handcuff game?
Yeah, I don't.
Let me look up some handcuff games and let's see if I can get.
The only thing I could think of is like he showed you that like they aren't like real ones and like they don't lock. Like, you know what I mean? He shows you like, oh, they don't lock, they're fake, and then he like puts them on you and they're real. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only way I could think of like a handcuff.
They wouldn't have fake handcuffs back then. There's no way. Not yet, anyway. Back in the 70s? When did...
Yes!
Okay, maybe. It was in the 65.
Cops and robbers history.
Are you saying that you trick people using
all
toy
the time.
handcuffs?
You should check my basement.
It's not even your basement, which is even scarier.
And I live in the basement. I'm the kid in the basement, actually.
In 1980, Gacy was charged with 33 counts of unaliving, making it one of the largest serial unaliving cases ever tried in the U.S. at the time. Gacy's defense argued insanity, claiming he had dissociative identity issues and could not control impulses. They pointed to childhood trauma, claims of alternate personalities, his ability to shift demeanor. However, multiple psychiatric evaluations found Gacy legally sane. His malicious approach to disposing of victims demonstrated awareness and intentional concealment. Prosecutors presented overwhelming evidence like physical remains, forensic findings, witness testimonies, confessions made to the police, the timeline of disappearances, and items recovered from Gacy's house. Courtroom witnesses described the atmosphere as heavy, emotional, and at times unbearable. After a 6-week trial, the jury deliberated for just 2 hours. Gacy was found guilty on all 33 accounts. He was sentenced to death. While awaiting execution, Gacy took up painting, producing hundreds of artworks, many depicting clowns or abstract imagery. Some paintings drew media attention and controversy. Gacy repeatedly denied guilt in interviews, claiming he was only responsible for 5 deaths, other buried bodies on his property without his knowledge.
Wild to find
And
that
this
many bots.
and this last one is even better. He was framed by police. That's almost like Jeffrey Dahmer going and getting caught and being like, "But I'm not even gay." These claims have no evidence and were dismissed by investigators in courts alike. Detectives, forensic experts, and legal analysts all concluded the evidence was overwhelming and conclusive.
On May 10th, 1994, John Wayne Gacy was executed by lethal injection at Stateville Correctional Center in Illinois. Witnesses described him as calm and defiant until the end. His final statement reportedly was, "Kiss my ass."
Respectively.
Even decades later, a few victims remained unidentified. Advances in DNA technology allowed some identifications in the 2010s and 2020s. Casey's case transformed missing persons investigations, serial unaliving profiling, interagency communication, and the importance of tracking repeat offenders. His crimes led to major reforms in how law enforcement handle missing teens and at-risk youth. Use?
Use.
Yeah,
I believe
youths.
in. Good job. Nope, you said use. It's a word now.
How did he hide in plain sight? Gacy succeeded because he cultivated trust, acted as a community figure, exploited vulnerable populations, police departments lacked the communication, and society underestimated threats from seemingly respectable people. Gacy's story is not just about horrific crimes, it is about the dangers of deception, the importance of listening to victims, and the need to challenge assumptions about who is capable of harm.
Yeah, it's once again just watch who you trust. There's not really like an easy way to really.
The only way to get to know someone is to just keep interacting with them, and even then, you might not ever truly know that person.
It could be too late by the time you figure out. John Wayne Gacy's story is one of the darkest chapters in American history, a chilling reminder that true evil often hides behind ordinary faces. His crimes left families without closure, communities shaken, and investigators forever changed. But the tireless work of detectives, forensic teams, and persistent families ensured that his victims would not be forgotten. This documentary serves as a testament to the importance of vigilance, justice, and the enduring human drive to uncover truth. And I think we can say that everything you heard here, you can take it with
a grain of salt.
Any final remarks, my brother?
All I can say is thank you, and I am ever so grateful to every single one of you that watch and interact with this video.
Yes, thank you again, and don't forget to check out the links down below, and I think we can wrap it up. Wrap it up!